Up next, Amazon is laying off another 600,000 employees. This may be a clear sign that AI will eventually replace everyone in the workforce.
This morning, concerns that Amazon, the second largest private employer in the country, is planning one of the biggest workplace transformations in modern history.
In a fulfillment center, the Cardinal robot will pack packages into carts.
The New York Times, citing leaked documents, reports Amazon expects sales to double by 2033, growth that would normally require 600,000 more workers. But the company is reportedly looking to fill those jobs with robots and automate 75% of its operations.
We could do this with our robot. We could do this with our technology. That's what we're going to do.
In the near future, Amazon reportedly estimates automation could help it save more than $12 billion and shave about 30 cents off each item it ships. In a statement, Amazon said the leaked documents reflect the perspective of just one team and don't represent our overall hiring strategy, adding that the company is actively hiring and plans to fill 250,000 positions for the holiday season.
One of the things that we've been proud of over our 10-year history is the ability to develop robots that work well alongside people.
It comes amid growing fears of technology replacing human workers. The so-called godfather of artificial intelligence has been sounding the alarm.
If I worked in a call centre, I'd be terrified. If I was someone like a legal assistant, a paralegal, they're not going to be needed for very long. For mundane intellectual labour, AI is just going to replace everybody.
Well, Amazon has said it's busy training human workers for high-paying jobs that will include working with robotics.
I don't think they're training enough humans to work in hand-in-hand like some human-robot partnership. It's only going to be one human that's going to pretty much monitor the whole factory and make sure all the robotics are, doing what they're supposed to do. On top of that, this makes me think of, I don't know if you guys remember Andrew Yang and his Yang tax or something like that. Yang stipend. Hold on. Let's ask guy in the chair. Hey, guy in the chair, you there?
Absolutely. I'm right here. Just let me know what you need.
Give me a brief synopsis of Andrew Yang and him and his proposal for a payment for all Americans because of the advancement of AI.
Sure. Andrew Yang is a businessman and former presidential candidate who proposed something called the Freedom Dividend. In a nutshell, it's a universal basic income where every American adult would get a monthly payment, something like $1,000, to help offset job losses due to automation and AI. Basically, he argued that as technology takes over more jobs, this kind of guaranteed income would give people a financial safety net.
So I remember him, Yang Gang, that type of thing. I'm not, endorsing him or anything like that, but this makes me think of that because he mentioned how automation was going to transform the U.S. economy with dramatic job loss. And so to offset that, he was saying this stipend that was growing very popular, but he ended, I think Biden ended up winning. Was it 2020? Yeah, I think Biden ended up winning.
Yo, y'all still putting y'all faith and belief and trust into these companies when Amazon about to get rid of 75% of their workers by 2027 and replace them with robots, bro. 75%, bro. These people don't care about y'all. I keep telling y'all, bro. Stop putting y'all faith into these companies, bro. Y'all better go own y'all some stock. Y'all better off making money with the company by owning the company rather than living off what they paying you, because they ain't paying you much. And the reason why they're gonna replace you with a robot is because they're gonna save money. Bro, that 75% is crazy works.
No, we got a fact check. Hey, guy in the chair, you there?
Absolutely. I'm right here. Just let me know what you need.
Somebody on TikTok said that Amazon is going to replace 75% of their workers with AI by 2029.
So that claim is mostly false. There are some reports that Amazon is looking to automate a big chunk of its operations, like maybe 75%, but that's more of a long-term goal by around 2033, not 2029. And it doesn't necessarily mean 75% of all workers will be replaced by AI that soon. So yeah, that TikTok claim is pretty exaggerated.
I can agree with his premise as far as not depending on a company, but I think that what people need to understand mostly is that they need to get familiar with AI, because AI can help automate their lives in ways where they can advance. And so it's kind of a race to that, because technology is evolving very rapidly and very quickly. And either you're going to be on a train and evolve with it, or you're going to miss it and be subject to whatever life brings. But he's right. You should own some stock, something.
Amazon, they plan on replacing over 600,000 employees with robots by 2033. They already have fulfillment centers right now that's ran mostly by robots. It's just that the humans are only there because they're doing the jobs that the robots can't do yet. So they're just learning. And once they're able to do those jobs, they will be replaced by robots also. So with this plan going forward by 2033, this will allow Amazon to save 30 cents a package. So every package that they send out, they're saving 30 cents. So overall, it will increase their profit by $12 billion plus. And this is an ongoing process. So they're continuing to replace even more people. For now, this is their goal by 2033.
Amazon is pushing forward with a plan to use robots to do 600,000 jobs that humans would normally do. The New York Times, citing leaked documents, reports Amazon will automate 75% of its operations within several years. Amazon estimates automation will help it save more than $12 billion and shave 30 cents off each item it ships. Amazon stressed it still plans to hire 250,000 workers for the holiday season.
It sounds like Amazon plans on passing those costs, those 30-cent costs on to the consumer. What they need to understand is that Amazon isn't the only one. Like, everybody's doing it. Amazon is just the first, but their grocery stores are going to do it. You're going to start to see more automated lanes and one human, what's the word I'm looking for? Loss prevention. That was the word I was looking for. One human loss prevention officer that's just monitoring people doing self-checkout. That's going to create more efficiency in the stores and drive costs down dramatically.
Hey, Amazon plans to get rid of your ass by 2033. Amazon plans for robots to replace more than 600,000 humans. So they try to say jobs. They trying to, lighten the blow. But I'm going to let you know straight. Humans, niggas. That's what they're replacing. So look, let me tell you something. What you want to do is, you want to get smart. You want to start thinking different, nigga.
Buy shares.
You want to be looking at these company stocks and shit.
See, this be, look,
come out doing shit like this.
This be Hayes. He be giving stock advice on YouTube. I seen him with the I found his page when I was on that short squeeze with the AMC. I made some money off of it. Not as much as they said that you was gonna make, but I got out early.
That mean they gonna make more money, nigga. So I will quit that job before they fire me. Find me another job and I'll buy stock in that shit and make money with them. Matter of fact, I'm gonna own them niggas. By you buying stock in the company, you now own a part of that company. Look at this right here. Cause you like, this nigga just talking. Netflix, even when they drop, we still make money. I knew this was gonna drop $100. I wanted it to. It dropped 80, but by the morning come, it'll be down over 100.
What he's talking about is shorting a stock, because if you short a stock, you can make money on the way down, and then you can make money on the way up. You can short it all the way down, buy shares of it at a low price, and then ride the wave right back up. So there's always ways to make money, but he's real good with the stocks.
The robots are coming for the jobs, and it is happening right now. New York Times is out with a giant expose based on documents from Amazon they were able to get their hands on that shows over the next few years they're going to hire 600,000 fewer workers than they would have. So Amazon is famous for, in their warehouses, intentionally burning through their workforce, making the job so physically demanding that people just churn through, because they don't want them elevating to senior level positions, because then they have to pay them more. Rather than having to fire a bunch of people just through their normal churn, they will let people go, and then they won't be replaced. Instead, they will increase automation through robots and devastating the blue-collar workforce in America. In these documents, they talked about how they'll need to build goodwill in local communities to avoid backlash over these job losses. They floated participating more in local food drives and the like. They also talked about how they don't want to use terms like robot or automation. They prefer to use terms like advanced technology and cobot, which apparently is supposed to imply some cooperation with humans. Amazon is one of the largest employers in the country. They have really reshaped not only the retail landscape, but the warehouse worker, the delivery worker landscape. They have lowered standards and conditions for all of those workers across the board. So if they go forward with this plan of mass automation, getting rid of a significant chunk of their workforce, you can bet that other companies, especially in the same space, but really across the board, are going to very quickly follow suit. Some other countries where Amazon operates, they have to deal with a union. Here, they've been mostly successful, not 100%, but mostly successful in blocking union efforts, which makes the workforce even more vulnerable. Look, guys, this is one of the issues of our time, and I don't care, Democrat, Republican, Independent, whoever you are, these oligarchs are coming for the jobs. There's one possibility where that thing is a bubble and the bubble pops and there's mass financial fallout. That is terrifying, and that's something I'm very concerned about. There's another possibility where AI actually delivers on at least some of what they want it to, and human labor becomes by and large obsolete. That's what they're aiming for. And this Amazon move is the first step in that direction.
No, she's 100% right. The thing about it is that there's going to have to be some type of government intervention where the government is going to have to increase some type of taxation, because let's say that they do maximize their profit costs and then, layoffs are imminent across the board. If there isn't anybody to make the money, there isn't anybody to drive the economy to buy the products that they're trying to sell. So it's only going to be a certain amount of people that are going to be able to buy those products. Or what are they going to do? Is just increase the price of those products just to fit the needs of the few that can afford it in a more condensed labor market? Or if the government doesn't create a universal basic income, which is to me going to be the same as like socialism or welfare, there has to be something to offset the job loss to combat artificial intelligence, which is going to give record profits to companies and owners of the company. But who's going to be the labor force that's driving and stimulating the economy? What, everybody's just going to go broke? I don't understand. So yeah, I'm curious to see what happens. Just know that not everybody's going to do this, but to the ones who have the will to do it, you should position yourself effectively, similar to what B. Hayes was saying, and buying up some Amazon shares. And then once those profits start to increase, your profits increase because you have ownership of the company. That's one way to go about it.
Amazon hopes to cut 600,000 U.S. workers and replace them with robots. Listen, y'all, this is nasty work, man. And listen, if you work for Amazon, count your fucking days, man. That's why I don't be fucking with these big corporations and these big companies, bro. They really don't give a fuck about you. At the end of the day, the Amazon corporate, they were sitting there like, how can we make more money? Like, yeah, we're rich and we're making millions and billions of dollars, but how can we make more? And somebody in the boardroom was like, oh, I got it. Let's cut the fucking humans out and bring some robots, because robots don't need paychecks. And they was like, oh, you fucking genius. Yeah, how many? Let's get rid of 6,000 humans. Fuck them. Fuck that racial sensitivity training and that diversity and inclusion trainings. We don't even need them anymore because we got robots. Robots aren't racist. Oh my God, you're a genius. You're getting another bonus. Give them a $20 million bonus. Yo, that's wild, man. Fuck them big corporations, man. Nasty work. Yo, Amazon.
I never understood niggas like this, because what do you think a fucking business is for? People create businesses to make money. How much money? As much as humanly possible. So they're pushing forth innovation to make their shareholders and the people that they have that have bought into the company more money. It's their fiduciary duty to be able to make as much money as humanly possible for the people that are invested in that company. Just because your low tier working ass can't think for yourself and want to put all your eggs in a basket of a company, don't mean that they wrong. Niggas be tripping. It's your job to make your money. It ain't nobody else's job to give you a job. It's your job.
Listen, man. Just saying, Amazon plans to replace 600,000 U.S. workers with robots. We are entering the era of iRobot.
Yeah,
we are. Terminator. Oh yeah, we here now. We saw the writing on the walls when we was having people, they was re-advising the jobs and all this other stuff. I already knew that like any kind of automation was going to be altered by AI, blockchain and things like that, because, you know, robots don't get sick. They don't have birthdays. They don't care about Christmas. They don't need vacation. They ain't got kids. They just going to work their ass off all day. So I ain't saying that this is something that I'm looking forward to, because what is 600,000 people going to do if they not working at Amazon? That was a legit job. That was, you know, somebody was making good money off of that. So I also think that the dockers, trade, people that work in those industries are going to be impacted. A lot of factory jobs going to be impacted, because if you can get AI robots to do the same thing, you ain't got to pay them shit. I mean, the overhead is crazy. So we here. This is the time. And the only way you can hedge yourself against this is having some kind of plan. I ain't the financial advisor. This is not financial advice. All I'm going to say is that I believe crypto is one of those things where you can literally hedge yourself against this and try to prevent the inevitable that's happening, and give yourself an opportunity to like hedge yourself against something that's coming, because we all going to be impacted by it in some shape or form. And if you don't have a plan, then they going to give you a plan.
Yeah, failure to plan is planning to fail. What I think though is, I think that there's going to be some other type of human labor needed credential that's going to pop up, and that what we're experiencing is just an adjustment. Just like the car market evolved, where they had the assembly line, they thought that was going to last forever, and then robots took that over. And now here we are with Amazon, and robots about to take that over, but there's going to be a new major company that's going to need human work until it does get automated to that point. So this is just, to me, the ebb and flow of life and the evolution of the human existence. It sounds crazy, but this is what I think it is.
So leaked internal documents from Amazon show that they plan to automate and potentially erase more than 500,000 jobs in the next decade, which is roughly 75% of operations across their fulfillment network. Since 2018, Amazon's US workforce has tripled to nearly 1.2 million employees, and they're now America's second largest employer. But internally, their executives now believe that they can flatten the hiring curve through robotics and automation. They're estimating that they can avoid hiring over 160,000 new workers by 2027, saving about 30 cents on every item picked, packed, and delivered. And by 2033, they expect to sell twice as many products without adding a single new US employee. They've already built a blueprint for what this looks like in action. In Louisiana, Amazon opened one of its most advanced fulfillment centers, and inside, thousands of robots move, pack, and ship items with very little human involvement. Because of this, that warehouse employed 25% fewer people last year than a comparable warehouse would have. Now, Amazon plans to replicate that model across 40 more facilities by 2027, and they're already preparing for the backlash. Internal comms show that Amazon has advised their employees to avoid using terms like AI or automation when speaking publicly, and instead use softer phrases like advanced technology or cobots, short for collaborative robots. They also discussed increasing their visibility in local communities with things like sponsoring parades or supporting Toys for Tots to reinforce their image as a good corporate citizen in areas where jobs could disappear. If Amazon succeeds in all of this, the ripple effects will be big. MIT economist and Nobel laureate Darren Acemoglu notes that once Amazon figures out how to do this profitably, other major companies like Walmart and UPS will only follow.
This type of stuff is inevitable. I know a lot of people are afraid of change, but change is inevitable. Sometimes change is painful, sometimes change is amazing. Yang might be on to something, man. I'm not endorsing nobody or nothing like that, you know what I mean? Shout out to Yang Gang, you heard me? But yeah, he might have been on to something.
An announcement was just made that should shake you to your core. I'm Frank Ski, and I'm just frankly speaking. Do me a favor. Do not swipe, move, or pause this video. It's extremely important because the nation's #2 employer has made an announcement that over the next 8 years, they will not need 600,000 employees. Let that sink in. 600,000 employees. As a matter of fact, over the next year and a half, they will let go of 140,000 employees. And why? Robots are coming. Their test market, they just did it. Shreveport, Louisiana. Once a package gets to that Amazon distribution site, a human hand rarely touches the package. Robots do everything. The people that are there, guess what their job is? Work on and fixing robots. So if you think Amazon is the only company that's getting ready to do that, no, my friend. Walmart and everybody else is right behind them. Listen, I want to say this because it's vitally important for our community. Most of the employees at these Amazon distribution centers, which have been a lifeline for the hood, guess what, are black. Meaning, when they get ready to let go of 600,000 people, what color do you think they will be? What community will be affected the most? Right now, Wall Street, 40,000 jobs lost. Wall Street shakes. We're talking about 600,000 in the next 8 years. I don't know what job you're in. I don't know what job you do. But if you're looking toward the future to be employed, you better learn engineering and robotics. Listen, I'm telling my daughter, you better learn engineering and robotics. And here's the last sad fact. At Amazon, they're saying that most of their workforce in the future will be part-timers, not even full-timers, which means you probably won't even have health insurance or anything else. That's a sad state in this country. And the other sad part about it, guess how much those people who are working on robots, guess how much they make? $25 an hour.
Damn.
$52,000 a year. That's it. I'm sorry to give you the bad news, but the robots are coming, and they're coming to take your job. I'm Frank Ski, and I'm just frankly speaking. Announcement.
He right, man. He's 100% right. He's right. The best thing for you to do is position yourself appropriately. Robotics, you can get certified with robotics or pick up a trade. There's always going to be a need for somebody with a trade, a barber, electrician, plumber. So you have to prepare for what's to come because it's coming. Like, pause, but it's happening. There's no avoiding it. The only thing that you can do is prepare for it. A lot of people, they just stick their head in the sand and they're waiting for it to happen.
Oh my God. Amazon just released a statement saying it's going to replace over 500,000 jobs with robots. That's right, robots, y'all. If you got a job, you better fucking hang on to it because the jobs are getting scarce. AI is taking over. AI is taking over and robots are taking over in 2025. Robots is going to be running 500,000 jobs, and that's just the start. Before long, like I said, it's going to be all robots. So if you got a job, you better keep that motherfucker because they're going to be hard to find. By the year 2030, there probably ain't going to be no damn jobs left for a human. It's probably going to be all damn robots. I hope not, but the way it's looking, that's how it's going to be. AI is taking shit over. So if you got a job, you better hang on to that motherfucker. Don't quit that job. I know you might not like your boss. He might give you some shit some days. You might not like your coworkers. You might have coworkers you don't get along with. You better keep that damn job, though. I'm here to tell you, because AI is taking over and there ain't going to be a job that you can go to replace it if you leave that motherfucking one you got. All right? I'm out.
Especially if you're an Amazon worker. You're an Amazon worker, you better keep that motherfucker because Amazon ain't hiring nobody after you.
Everybody shut the fuck up. Hey, shut the fuck up. Let me tell you something right now.
If you made it this far, check out the video we just did where a woman got on TikTok, admitted that she's pregnant by a married man and is threatening to call his wife because she hasn't seen him in 5 days.